Well, our topic today is still on investigating an issue, investigating a problem in second language acquisition. And I think you have decided the topic. So now in the 10 meeting, it is time for you to write your, or to design the instrument to investigate the problems. After writing or after stating the research questions and also the purpose, you have conducted previous studies. You have gathered 10, minimally 10 sources or 10 papers, 10 articles. So finding 10 articles to see your novelty. So from the topic, you can review the articles in order that you can show your novelty. What is the difference? What is the similarities among those articles and your upcoming research? Okay, and then after reviewing this, you can strengthen your purpose to make sure that your purpose is can be achieved in order to answer the questions. And the questions or the answers or the findings you have will be different from the other researchers' finding. Beside finding 10 articles minimally, and then you have to write suitable, to find suitable theories supporting your analysis. So finding references can be grouped into two: to see the novelty, to show the novelty, the newness of your research. And then the second one is the theories that you are using to support your analysis. From the theories, now you are designing the instrument. So therefore, you have to outline the instruments, to outline the points to us. And you have to decide what instrument will you use. What instrument will you use? Can you see my slide?
No, ma'am.
Oh. Sadaf, Nan, and Hen are not coming. Okay, Sandra, Nan. Okay, Sadaf dan Nan. What about Hen? Hen. Okay, so designing the identity. Excuse me. Outline the points to us. So you have to write your topic. Write your topic. Then outline points to us. Optimization. Okay, here you are. So based on the research questions, purposes, and theories, and maybe the previous studies, because previous studies sometimes can give you inspiration, but you cannot recap, you cannot follow what they have done. Research or previous research. And then theories. And then from this, you can give inputs, you can give, you can get background of the research that you have, and then design the instrument. In designing the instrument, you have to decide what types of instrument will you use. There are some types here. Instrument. Can be questionnaire, interview, or observation, maybe group discussion, focus group discussion, or maybe see DCT, discourse completion task. I think you have been familiar with these types of instrument. If you choose questionnaire, so you have to design questionnaire. And I think there are several ways in designing questionnaire, whether you are choosing closed questions or using open questions. But usually open questions are used in interview, because in interview you can, the respondents can elaborate their answers and you can make a confirmation about the answers, reconfirm, etc. But in questionnaire, usually we have closed questions. Whether you use Likert scales, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 means, for example, it depends on what you want to look at skills. And then if interview, you have interview guides. So some topics or some questions to ask, and then you can develop during the interview. You can develop the questions in order to investigate. In order to investigate the question thoroughly or comprehensively. And I think interview is flexible. Yeah, I think all of these have advantages and disadvantages. They have their own strengths and weaknesses. So you may use more than one types of instrument if necessary to support each other. For example, if one is not enough, and then you have to add another type. Observation. So you have to use an observation guide in case you ask a field worker or field researcher to help you to find the data or to collect the data. So you have to give observation guide. So from the guide, the researcher will follow the guide, will be able to gather information. Focus group discussion, you ask them to work in groups, and then you give a topic and let them discuss. So this is focus group discussion. But DCT is a bit different. I think these types of instrument have been discussed in the previous research method or in the previous subject or semester. So it is not new for you. DCT, discourse completion task. In DCT, you give some situations in order to require the respondents to give answers or to complete the task. This discourse completion. So you can choose one of them, or you will mix. Yeah, so it's up to you. Now the points is that whatever you choose, you must outline the points to us. So try to state the topic, write your topic, and after that, the outline of the points you are asking or you are investigating. So I will check whether the questions may represent the topic. Okay, please outline now. I'll give you 20 minutes. who have completed the outlines. Yeah, for you all, after completing the outlines, and then you have to break down the outlines into questions. So you have to write, you have to design the instrument, the real instruments that you will apply during 1 week. And I think next week will be the result. Well, I think I have to revise the schedule. So today is week 10, meaning that you are designing instrument to investigate the problem. And then next week, so during 1 week, you apply the instrument to collect the data. And then next week, you are presenting the result. And then 12, presenting the topic, the whole topic from the background. And then I will give you the structure of the presentation. Okay, so there are 14 meetings, not 15 meetings. We have 14 meetings. 14 for the lectures and then 2 for the exams, mid-test and post-test. So in the second half of the semester, we have another 7 meetings. Okay. Is there anyone using Google Form?
Yes, I am, but
Okay.
I've not yet finished.
Okay, great. So you have time, you have 1 week to collect the data.
Okay.
Anicia, what is your topic? Hello, Anicia.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, what is your topic?
My topic is language transfer of oral communication for bilinguals.
Language transfer in verbal lingual communication, verbal communication.
Yes.
Language transfer in verbal communication. So what are the research questions do you have? What research questions do you have?
Research questions. I have two over here. The first one is what are underlying factors of language transfer from L1 to L2, first language to second language. And the second is why defining factors are affecting learners' proficiency in verbal communication.
But you do not investigate the language transfer itself. How language transfer happens.
I want to investigate it, ma'am, to analyze it, but I'm still kind of feel clueless. So yeah.
So I think the instrument will be a test for them to speak, oral
Yes.
test, spoken test. Yeah. So you give them a topic and then you ask them to speak, to present their ideas, to express their ideas. And then from their speech, you will be able to see whether to see the language transfer. So the language transfer may happens to pronunciation, to grammar, or maybe to semantics.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then,
But
yes.
no, ma'am. Please continue.
No, based on the theories, what did you get about language transfer?
So far about the theory of language transfer, the first findings, yeah, so far I just found one, which is like the 5 components of effective oral language instruction, ma'am. And also
Mm-hmm.
from some journals I have read,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
I found nothing about the theories, ma'am. So
There
I
is
just like,
interlanguage communication, selinker, if I'm not mistaken.
uh,
Selinker,
so,
interlanguage communication. So
really?
in acquiring a language, someone, I mean, in acquiring the second language, someone may use his experience of acquiring the first language to acquire the second language. So that makes the language transfer happens because they are trying to use uh, the experiences and acquiring the first language to acquire or to learn the second language.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Uh, Ma'am, would you please repeat I mean like the name of the theory, language communication from Lingar or Linsang?
Selinker.
Selingkar. Okay, ma'am.
Interlanguage communication.
Yes.
Interlanguage communication. Selinker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. I will find the book and
It is a notebook, but it is a notebook.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is a notebook. So I think you can find the most, yeah, or more current books.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I written a question.
You have written here.
In the chat box.
Oh, no rule. Sorry. Yeah, I haven't checked. Sorry. Children's perspective on the. Yeah. Process. Yeah. 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 What are the classroom management aspects applied by the teacher? Hmm. So, Nurul, hello, Nurul.
Yes, ma'am.
You are investigating students' perspectives on the classroom management. But
Yes,
the
ma'am.
question here are directed to the teachers. Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
ma'am?
You are asking. You are giving these questions to your students.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. What are the classroom aspect applied? What do you mean by number one? I think. Do you think that the students can answer these questions?
From the list of questions that I wrote in the chat box, I think yes, ma'am. But it depends how the student answer their questions.
So what do you
But
mean by
but
aspects? What are
so
the classroom management aspects?
I have read some articles, like 2 articles about aspect. They mention of 5 aspects, key aspects of effective classroom management, ma'am.
What are they?
Um, Wait, ma'am. So the first one is organize the cycle design of the classroom, like the table, the chair, the teacher table, and then but rules and routines, developing caring relationship between the students and a teacher, implementing engagement and efficient teaching, and the last one is dealing with discipline issues, man.
So are you going to break down this number one questions into several questions?
Yes, ma'am. I just did in
Okay,
the
great.
the
Yeah.
next question.
Okay, great. So you can put them in Google Forms, but the question should be easily answered by the students.
Yes, ma'am. I
Yeah.
just think about it.
For example, you ask them whether they experience classroom working together in circle or sitting in circles or sitting in U shape or maybe in pairs or in groups. Yeah. So you can develop the questions into several points.
Yes, ma'am.
Circle and then U shape and then to see what types of classroom management. And then so you can ask them more detail and clear. Okay? But I agree if it is the outline, yeah. What are the positive impacts of classroom management aspects in the learning process? Yeah, so you still have to break down into smaller and smaller to make it clear in order that you can get student's perspective on the classroom management.
Yes, ma'am. That's why I asked. I wrote the questions about what learning preparations the teacher did before starting the teaching process. It can lead student to answer the aspect of the classroom management, I think, ma'am.
Okay. Or for example, asking them to but there are only two controls to the teacher apply. Okay, so it is the details of the questions.
Yes, ma'am.
But and then you can give options. The options can be chosen more than one. I mean, the students may choose more than one options. What problems? How does this? How to do this big communication between this? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is a bit detailed, but I think you have to make it clearer. If you use Google Form, and then you have to make it clearer to answer. Okay, computer. Mm-hmm. 15 students. Okay. So it is observation. You have observation technique. You will observe the errors and then identify the errors and then classify them and show the factors. Yeah. Okay, good. So you are giving a test now?
Yes, I would just let them take about the topic of their last vacation. So, like from their side, it's gonna be like a write in a narrative form about your last vacation, and then I'm still thinking about shall I make them like fixing with the how can I say the word limit or not?
How
I'm still
many?
considering.
Yeah, and how many minutes or how long do they have to write?
I'm thinking about let them finish within 30 minutes.
30 minutes for how
Yes.
many? Do they have to write an essay or
Yes,
a
since that is
paragraph?
narrative form, that's gonna be like a essay, introduction, body paragraph, and then also
Okay.
the conclusion. Yes.
Yeah. But do you have you taught them about writing narrative?
Yes.
Okay.
I will
So
give a
it's
short video that explain about the writing format, narrative writing format first. I will let them listen to that video first, and then after that, I will ask them to finish writing in within 30 minutes.
okay. So it is like on progress writing.
Yes.
Okay, good. Nurul. What about this one? Nurul, yeah, I think if you can if you use question, how many students do you have, Nurul?
Around 4, ma'am.
Only 4.
Yes.
Oh, so you can give them questionnaire with complete, very detailed questionnaire. and using Google Form, so it will automatically give you the result.
Yes, ma'am.
Anxiety in speaking of 6 months. Yeah, I think you have good outlines for us. What are root causing that disturb student in question? Is there any remedial measures? How to cope up the issue? How to cope up the anxiety? Yeah, so you can ask the students then. I said in the speaking. Yeah, during speaking English, during speaking English, you can ask how do they feel,
Me?
whether they are anxious or not, or I'm nervous, I'm worried. What makes you worried? Okay, so you can ask them bit by bit. You can ask them gradually from the answers, and then you will be able to infer what they feel. And do you think that okay, oh, are you anxious? Stress? Oh, I'm stressed. When I'm speaking, I'm stressed. Okay, anxiety. Have you found any article on anxiety, lowering anxiety?
Ma'am, I am searching about the articles, but I do not find. Uh, Unfortunately, I am unable to find any relevant theory about the anxiety that I could apply in my paper. So for this, I am confused. That is there any theory that I could apply? I hope I am searching that I will find, but in your eyes, is there any theory related with the anxiety?
There are 59,000 foreign language classroom anxiety journal articles, but it is too old. Maybe we can find the newest or the most current one. Is it still current? What does language anxiety research suggest? Creating a low anxiety classroom environment. I think it is bad 1991. Maybe we can try to find more current teacher motivation strategy, student perception, student motivation, and English also. Foreign language reading anxiety. The impact of experience abroad and language proficiency on language learning anxiety. Maybe it can help you. Hello?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Can you see? I'm sharing you. Oh, I'm sharing you. It is an example. Maybe it will give you inspiration. This one, the impact of experience abroad and language proficiency.
Yeah.
Here, the effects of language anxiety on students' oral tests. Oh, but it is old. It is 2014. But anxiety. You can see the abstract. Effective outcomes of the experiences abroad through the anxiety profiles of Korean learners of English as a foreign language while taking second language proficiency. Tolerance of ambiguity on a computerized online selfie. So that is, this study, the result in this study, the result is that the follow-up effect size analysis indicate differentiated practical significance in terms of the relationship between time spent abroad and anxiety scores. Study brings to the forefront crucial issues involving experience abroad, language learning anxiety, and English proficiency. So maybe the hypothesis, we can see the hypothesis here. The longer the stay abroad, the more proficient they have and the low anxiety they have. Language learning anxiety. There are so many theories here. Many studies, interface of anxiety, experience abroad, and so it is the result. The effect of staying abroad and language proficiency. That it is quantitative, so everything is measured statistically. There is a discussion. Yeah, it is one of the example. You can study the discussion here. The relationship between experience abroad and anxiety. The relationship between experience abroad, English proficiency, and anxiety. Yeah, it is very comprehensive.
Yeah, ma'am.
Study is very comprehensive. You can find another to see. Maybe yours is similar to this, but it is old enough. This one, foreign language, or it is reading, not speaking. Chinese as a foreign language in the United States, foreign language reading anxiety. Maybe it can help you. So, foreign language reading GPT. Yeah, reputable journal always has comprehensive study. Oh, it is to examine foreign language reading anxiety level. To anxiety measures, a background information questionnaire and an email interview indicated that learners of Chinese experience a level of foreign language reading anxiety similar to general foreign language anxiety. So there is an instrument used there to measure the level of anxiety. Yeah, so you have to browse the measures, about the measures. Sources of FL reading anxiety. What are the sources? Unfamiliar scripts and unfamiliar culture. But in speaking, maybe there are different or maybe the same sources. But this is Saito, 1990. Yeah. So when we are choosing a topic, we have to browse a lot of articles, books, in order to understand the topic well. So what are you going to investigate? Anxiety in speaking, the level of the anxiety, meaning that you have to measure the anxiety or the factors. If you want to find the factors and then you are dealing the factors, or sources. What sources of anxiety? What makes them anxious? The language itself, or the vocabulary, or the topic, or the culture. Okay, Sarparas. And then,
Factors.
Yeah, okay. If you factors, and then you have to read books on that.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Then how to find. But the problem is how to collect the data, Francisco, in order to find the errors. So what instrument will you use to find the students' errors?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, I still research about how to collect the data, ma'am.
Yeah, are you going to use a test to ask them to speak?
it is from their writing, so
Okay, ask them writing. Yeah. So ask them to write, and then from their writing, it is assumed that you will find the pragmatic points, pragmatic errors there. Maybe in using thesis, or maybe in
the lexical
yeah,
from their lexical misselection lexical.
maybe in the
After I read several research, I think I will use risk theory. He defined 4 categories like with his maxims, which are maxims of quantity, quality, relation, and also the misselection of lexical mem. So I will use
okay.
investigate the practical.
Yeah, but why? Okay, how to use cooperative principle here? How to use grace to find the errors?
I'm still thinking, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, actually, talking about relevance. So, for example, whether the answers are relevant or not to the questions given to them. Okay, and then the time is up. I will be teaching at 2:50. Stella, I think that is Stella. Oh, you have written? Okay. What kind of school do you teach or have? Oh, it is for the teachers. Would you consider your teachers bilingual, bilingual, or multilingual? Are you just multilingual class? Which language are spoken by your learners? Okay. Swahili and the tongue. As a teacher of English in Kenya, and the language of instruction do you teach using English? What is your topic, Stella?
I want to look at a case where teachers can incorporate other languages in teaching English, maybe, because most of the learners are multilingual.
And you are asking questions to, or giving questions to teachers only?
Yeah, these ones are for the teachers. No, also the students. I was thinking about the students. Maybe I could have maybe a focus group or maybe an observation.
So
can
you
give
have
them a topic to discuss, and then
I see.
Yes.
2 questionnaires.
Yes. One is just for the teachers. The other one is another method, maybe observation or focus group for the students now.
How can teachers adapt multilingualism as a resource for teaching English in classroom? Yeah, so you are asking teachers and then also students.
Yes. But this one is just for the teachers only.
Yeah. So you are still developing another questionnaire for
Yeah,
students?
maybe. Yeah, for the students, I was thinking maybe I could just give them a topic and just tell them they can use any, they can incorporate other languages, and maybe I can observe how it happens and are there challenges and all that.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Good. Well done, Stella.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think everyone has presented the questionnaire, the outline, and thank you. See you next week on the 25th. 25th and 26th. Yeah. 25th will be the 11th, 26th will be the 12th. So the presentation will be on the 26th of April. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you and goodbye.